Oh no, interest rates are going up again. Have I missed the boat? I'm actually still keen to invest in property, but I'm worried about interest rates rising. Will it be profitable? Will it be safe? Well, if this is you and you have questions like these, make sure you watch to the end of this video. Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm the founder of Born Poor Die Rich, and I create videos like these every week to help you grow passive income through property. And if you haven't heard by now, there's inflation all around the world. We see that every time you put petrol or you open up your letters for your electricity bill and you get a huge shock. I had a huge shock and I gathered my whole family and I said, when you use the heater, make sure you off it, make sure you off the aircon once you're done. But that aside, what that and then happens, even though we feel the impact of inflation, is that governments around the world will need to start to increase interest rates in order to battle this inflation. And it's the same even in the UK. There's lots of news whenever interest rates happen, and a lot of these journalists who probably are not property investors come up with lots of attention-grabbing headlines like these. Like you say, bank rates hikes rates to 0.5% as households face worst income hit since at least 1990. And it's true, we are going to an area of inflation. However, when people who are not professional property investors, when they look at this, they get worried and they start to think, oh man, what then happens? Does it mean that I shouldn't invest in property? Does it mean it's risky? And all these other, fear and uncertainty that comes about because of a lack of the right knowledge. So let's look at it again at the data. If you look at interest rates in the UK and actually even globally, this is since 2007, even with the 5% increase in 2020, February 2022, we're still at an all-time low in terms of interest rates, right? So borrowing is still really, really, really cheap historically compared to in the past. A lot of amateur investors try to guess and they try to look in the crystal ball and say, where will interest rates go up to? When will the next increase be? These are questions they were not interested in. In fact, as professional investors, what you want to be asking yourself is, what happens? So what if interest rates go up another 1, 2, or 3%? What does it do to my investments? And that's really the approach that we take here at Born Poor Die Rich when we hunt for our golden goose properties. We make sure that even before we buy the property, we stress test our deals. So make sure to write that down, stress test your deals. And how do you do that? You look at your cash flow. Even if interest rates go up 1, 2, 3%, is your rent still able to cover the mortgage payments and all other outgoing expenses and still give you a profit? With that, then we can invest confidently, not worried about what will happen to interest rates, what will happen if there's a void in the property. And that's how you really invest with peace of mind. So type out in the comments section below, what are other things that you think most property investors are worried about? Some people ask me a funny thing, is it risky? Can it be no risk? It's so good, but what are the risks involved? Well, in anything in life, even if you cross the road, there are risks. The question is, how can we mitigate that? When crossing the road, we look left, we look right. When it's safe, we go. And the same in property investing. There are definitely risks involved, but the important thing is, how can we then mitigate it as part of our due diligence process so that we can set up our investments for success? So this is Daniel signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video.